Good afternoon and welcome into the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth. Sales, service, and recreation. My name is Adam Birch, and this is the J&J Truck and Auto Body pregame show presented by J&J Truck and Auto Body. For the highest quality work and hassle-free customer service, let J&J take away your stress. That's J&J Truck and Auto Body on East Philadelphia Street in Rapid City. Elimination game here today between Pierre Post 8 and Post 22 Hardhats, the host team here, and highest remaining seed after Brookings was defeated in the first elimination game here today. A final score against Harrisburg, 8-0. The top seed being eliminated in game one here today. So Post 22, the highest remaining seed. So that means every game throughout the rest of the tournament, if they're able to move on today, they will be listed as the home team because they are the 2 seed. With that, let's take a look at how these two teams got to this point. It was Pierre who lost to Brookings in walk-off fashion on the very first game of day one. This 2022 state tournament, a 6-5 walk-off victory for the Brookings Bandits. And so Brookings moved on to take on Sioux Falls East. Pierre lost and went to the losers bracket, and they took on Brandon Valley, who lost to Sioux Falls East. And Pierre defeated Brandon Valley by a final score of 7-6. High-scoring affair in that one. So they move on to face the Post 22 Hardhats today. The Hardhats, they were victorious in their first game of the state tournament on Wednesday. The final game of the day, a 4-2 victory over Harrisburg. Great victory for the program, and really a little momentum builder going into last night's game. However, they ran into a very experienced Mitchell club. Post 18 has 10 seniors on their team, and they showed it. To put it frankly, Post 22 looked overmatched against Mitchell, and they scored 2 runs on 2 hits last night and were defeated by Mitchell 8-2, the final score last night. So now Post 22 playing in this elimination game here today, trying to move on and see another day here at the state tournament tomorrow. Final game of today will feature the 2 unbeaten teams, the 5 seed Sioux Falls East and the 3 seed Post 18 out of Mitchell. And that game later on tonight at 6:30 p.m. local Mountain Time. Today's keys to the game are brought to you by Dakota Discount RV. Find the key to building lasting family memories with a new or pre-owned RV from Dakota Discount RV. Take a look at their great selection of RVs at 2 locations. Dakota Discount RV is across from Cabela's and also on JB Road in Blackhawk. And big key for today's game, well, it's survive and advance for both of these 2 teams. You're getting lower and lower on pitching, and it's which team wants it more at this point. Who wants to really persevere and advance to see tomorrow here at the state tournament? And key number 2 for the Hardhats is really put last night's loss out of their head, because they only had the 2 hits, and Landon Waddell just looked dominant on the mounds against them. They really just looked overmatched, and they're looking to gain any sort of momentum heading into potentially game tomorrow. With that, we'll set today's starting lineups built by Connect Home Center. Whether it's residential or commercial, Connect Home Center has been your hometown lumberyard since 1928. For the visitors on the scoreboard, the number 8 seed here at the state tournament, it's Pierre Post 8-8, and it's Lincoln Keenholtz, the second baseman, who leads things off, followed by Jaden Wiebe, the third baseman, batting second. The shortstop, Matt Hansen, bats third. Bennett Dean at first base, he bats fourth. Jet Zabel the right fielder, 5th. Gary Nedved, the designated hitter, 6th. Jack Merkwan, the left fielder, bats 7th. Grayson Hunsley does the catching. He bats 8th. And Brecken Kruger plays center field. He will bat 9th against Lee Nagebauer and the Hardhats here this afternoon. On the other side, the post 22 Hardhats send Jed Jensen to the plate first. He's the center fielder, followed by the left fielder, Amarian Saylor, in the 2 spot. Wyatt Anderson back into the lineup after his start on the mound last night. He's at the hot corner of third base in that 3 spot. Harrison Good in the cleanup spot playing right field. Dylan Marsh, the second baseman, batting 5th. Alex Dietrich, the first baseman, bats 6th. Riker Henney, the designated hitter, bats 7th. Jake Solano does the catching. He will bat 8th. And Wilson Kiefer, the shortstop, 9th in the post 22 lineup. And they go up against Aaron Booth on the mound for Pierre. The 2 starting pitchers, Aaron Booth, yesterday finished off the victory for the Eights. Coming into this tournament, he only pitched 2/3 of an inning coming into this tournament. 1 appearance, 2/3 of an inning, 2 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 2 walks, 1 strikeout, and a very inflated 21 ERA. Opponents hitting .500 against him. So, as you can imagine, Aaron Booth was very pumped up to gain the victory yesterday and help his team move on here at the state tournament against Brandon Valley. And he gets the start today because, well, he threw less than 30 pitches, so he gets to retake the mound here today with no day's rest. Lee Nagebauer on the mound for the Hardhats, the southpaw. 26 and a third innings and so far this season. 14th appearance and 6th start for the Hardhats. Overall, a 2-4 record, 2 saves and 2 opportunities. 29 hits, 28 runs, 20 earned runs, 23 strikeouts to 20 walks, 1 hit batter, a .532 ERA for Lee Nagebauer. His last outing came against Sioux Falls East the last weekend of the regular season. Just went 2 innings in his start, took the loss, and allowed 8 runs, only 3 earned runs on 6 hits, 2 walks, no strikeouts. But Lee Nagebauer has really been kind of up and down this season, and we've seen moments of greatness from Nagebauer over in Minnesota and a couple of other times, and there's just different times when Nagebauer has not had his stuff on a certain given day. So that's baseball, though, and that's sometimes sports in general. Sometimes you have it, sometimes you don't. And we'll see what the Hardhats and Pierre put on the field here today. We'll take a quick step aside and come back for first pitch of this ball game here in Rapid City. Elimination game, Pierre Post 8 and your Post 22 Hardhats. Back in a moment right here on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. I'll just take a minute, Matt. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales Service and Recreation. My name is Adam Birch, and this is the conclusion of the J&J Truck and Auto Body pregame show presented by J&J Truck and Auto Body. Lee Negemauer finishing up his warm-up pitches on the mound with the Hardhats on the field as the home team ready to take on Pierre post 8 here in this elimination game at the 2022 South Dakota American Legion State Class A Senior Baseball Tournament. Rapid City in their all-white uniforms as they come around Lee Negebauer for the ceremonial tap of the Hardhats. All-white uniforms, white tops, white pants. Rapid City across the chest in red letters, a number below that in the red as well, and numbers on their backs in red. A red stripe down the side of their white pant legs as well. On the other side, Pierre, post 8, black tops, white pants. Black tops reading post 8 on the chest in black lettering with a green kind of midsection stripe on it. First pitch of the ball game misses outside for ball 1. Underway here for this elimination contest at 2:35 local Mountain Time. The 1-0 from Lee Negebauer to Lincoln Kienholz hits the outside edge for a called strike 1. 1 ball and 1 strike, the count. Negebauer starts his motion, winds, kicks, deals, and the 1-1 misses high. 2 balls and a strike. Those black tops have green numbers on their backs with white trim. The green and white number on their front as well. Chopper left side, short hop to Wyatt Anderson, and it rolls to the shortstop Wilson Kiefer, but Kienholz beats it out with his speed. It'll be a leadoff base runner. Probably an error on Wyatt Anderson to start off this ball game. We'll see how they rule it officially on the scoreboard. Kind of an in-between hop and short hopped Wyatt Anderson. No ruling just yet as Negebauer hits strike 1 on Jaden Wiebe. It is ruled a hit for Lincoln Kienholz, so an infield single. Jaden Wiebe bats from the right side. White pinstriped pants for Pierre. Those black tops. 0-1 misses high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Wiebe, the third baseman for Pierre. And he skies one to right center field over Jed Jensen. Harrison Good backing him up as Jensen puts a squeeze on it for out number 1. And Wiebe's down for out for the first out. Brings up Matt Hansen. Coming into the state tournament, batting .318 on the season and .816 OPS out of that 3 spot. 15 runs batted in, and Negebauer hits the knees for a called strike 1. Our umpires for this elimination game, the second of the day, John Whitcraft behind the plate, Steve Creer, the first base umpire, and Johnny Kirchner, the third base umpire. Pop up behind first base is the second baseman, Dylan Marsh, who runs over to his left and makes the grab out number 2. So Kienholz stays put at first after the pop out by Hansen, and now it'll bring up Bennett Dean, a left-handed bat in this Pierre lineup. These two teams met in the regular season, a dominant performance by Lincoln Kienholz on the mound. 3-0 the victory for Pierre over in Pierre. Just 1 game played after originally being scheduled to play a total of 3 games. 2 in Rapid City, 1 in Pierre. The 2 in Rapid City got canceled. First pitch on Bennett Dean is swung on and missed, 0-1. We'll have a 4-umpire crew for the 6:30 winners bracket game. Bennett Dean chops one to Dylan Marchad, second place perfectly. He fires the first in time, out number 3. So a leadoff single does not come back to bite the Hardhats. 8th leave, 1 stranded, and the Hardhats coming to bat in the bottom of the first, scoreless. We'll be back in just a few moments on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City.
We are your community. We are your neighbors. Our family of doctors are invested in our community. At Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center, we are honored to help you along the journey from injury to recovery. You have a choice with Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center, specializing in what moves you.
Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth. Sales, service, and recreation. Set for the bottom of inning number 1. We're scoreless after 1/2 inning of play. Just 1 hit up on the scoreboard. An infield single could have went either way, a single or an error on Wyatt Anderson, and it's ruled a single. McKean holds stranded at first base after a flyout, a pop out, and a bounce out, all to the right side of the playing surface here at Black Hills Surgical Hospital Ballpark. Aaron Booth on the mound, the right-hander for Post State. And Jed Jensen to lead things off for the Hardhats. Jensen, Saylor, and Anderson to start things for the Hardhats. An elimination game right here. Survive and advance from this point on for Rapid City. And the first pitch misses high for ball 1. A first pitch breaking ball from Aaron Booth. Booth, a deep breath into his windup. The 1-0 misses down and away. 2 balls and no strikes. Not normally a pitcher, Aaron Booth. Just as mentioned in the pregame show, just 2/3 of an inning coming into the state tournament. Forced to pitch, or asked to pitch really yesterday, and pitched fairly well. Able to record the victory for Pierre. Jensen chops one foul on the 2-0, becomes 2 balls and a strike. Booth into his motion once again, the 2-1, ducks out of the way of it, and 3 balls and a strike. Some signs relayed from the dugout to the catcher, Grayson Hunsley, to try and help his pitcher on the mound, and that one misses high for ball 4. A leadoff walk drawn by Jed Jensen. And the Hardhats have their first base runner. Another gorgeous day for baseball, a little bit warmer than yesterday and more of a breeze here today, gusting a little bit right to left or a little bit in from the left center field flags above the scoreboard. Jensen on first, Amari and Saylor at the plate. Booth from the stretch, sidesteps and deals, and Saylor goes after the first pitch, swings right through it. No balls and a strike. These two teams would not know their opponents tomorrow until tonight's matchup, whoever wins this one. Saylor looks at a ball up at his eye level. 1 ball and 1 strike. The bracket is set up to limit matchups that have already taken place. So with the victory by Harrisburg, they have not played either Mitchell or Sioux Falls East. The 1-1 runner took off for second, and Jensen dives in to second base with a stolen base. Pitch was inside for a ball. So it's 2 balls and a strike on Saylor, runner in scoring position now for the Hardhats. And because Harrisburg has not played either of Sioux Falls East or Mitchell, they would most likely play the loser of that game. 2 balls and a strike, misses high, 3-1 on Saylor. Booth in jeopardy of walking back-to-back batters to start off this ball game. Stares down Jensen at second, a deep breath, double takes there, kicks and deals a 3-1, popped up behind the plate, and it will reach out of play. Landed in the spectators section. Not too many balls have a trajectory to land in the seats. Most of them land behind the seating areas. Always have to keep your eye on the ball here whenever at a baseball game. Payoff pitch upcoming to Omarion Saylor. Payoff pitch, bouncer right back to Aaron Booth. Now Jed Jensen caught in between second and third. He dives back into second base, safe at second base. It'll be a fielder's choice for Omarion Saylor, but the Hardhats will have second and first with nobody out. Booth froze Jed Jensen. He was midway in between second and third going on contact. Once Booth saw Jensen, he threw it to third, and Jensen just sprinted back to second base and dove in there safely, beating the throw from Wiebe to Keenholz. And it doesn't look to be Keenholz at second base. It's actually Bennett Dean at second base, Keenholz at first base. They flip-flopped those two defensively. First pitch to Wyatt Anderson, swung on and missed. 0-1. Scoreless bottom of the first here. Rapid City post 22 and Pierre post 8. 2 on, nobody out for the Hardhats, and even 1-1 count on Wyatt Anderson, the 3-bat. Booth sent, pauses, and delivers a breaking ball down and away. 2 balls and a strike. Anderson coming into play, batting .372 on the season. Has 40 runs batted in. 2-1 from Booth. Bouncer left side. The shortstop, Matt Hansen, fires to third to get the lead base runner out. That's the only out they will get. So Jensen out at third. Saylor moves to second base. Anderson reaches on the fielder's choice. And now Harrison Good. Good, the right fielder. The cleanup spot. Batting .316 on the year, including the postseason. Has 36 runs batted in. That was the first down. A bouncer back up the middle, past Bennett Dean into center field. Here comes Omarion Saylor to the plate. Anderson goes first to third, and it's 1-0 Hardhats after an RBI single by Harrison Good. Nice piece of hitting by Harrison Good. Usually a very powerful swing. This time he just stuck the bat head out in front and was able to dribble one into center field right back up the middle. And he gains his 37th RBI of the season. Runners on the corners, 1 out, 1-0 Rapid City. Dylan Marsh at the plate. First pitch from Booth as and Good takes off for second. No throw as he dives in there. So a stolen base for Good. It's a called strike one on Dylan Marsh. So first base open now. Booth stares down a runner and second, looks to third and delivers the breaking ball in the turf, blocked by the catcher Hunsley. It actually bounced up and hit Marsh and then bounced back down. Kept in front of Hunsley though. Anderson not willing to test the play at the plate. A ball and a strike on Dylan Marsh. 1-1, a little bit outside. 2 balls and a strike. Another breaking ball from Booth. Hardhats would love to jump all over Aaron Booth in this first inning. 2-1. Line ball to center field. Back is Brecken Kruger backpedaling, and he makes the grab. Anderson tags, and he will score standing up. It's a sacrifice fly and an RBI for Dylan Marsh, and it's 2-0 Rapid City. Harrison Good holds up at second base. Alex Dietrich, the new batter at the plate. 6th man to come to the plate this inning. And Dietrich bats from the right side, the first baseman defensively for the Hardhats. Batting .282 coming into play. First pitch to Dietrich, a bouncer left side, backhand stop by Matt Hansen. He fires the first, scooped on the backhand by Keenholz, but it rolls past him, and Good comes in to score. It's 3-0 Rapid City on the throwing error by Matt Hansen. Now Keenholz has played first base before. Usually after he pitches, he plays first base, but the inexperience may be showing a little bit there. Also, a tough one to pick. The short hop is a lot more difficult than a bouncer well in front of the first base bag. Here's Riker Henny, swings through the first pitch, goes down 0-1. So it's 3-0 Rapid City here in the first inning. 2 outs, man at first is Alex Dietrich after the error. And Henny looks at ball 1, low and away. Booth looks into Hunsley, flashes his signs and stares down Dietrich at first. Kicks and deals, and Henny pops it foul and out of play. A ball and 2 strikes. And he rests the bat on his right shoulder, pops it up as Booth comes set the 1-2. Down in the turf and back to the backstop as it bounced in front of the plate. Hunsley couldn't handle it. Dietrich up to second on the wild pitch. Another man in scoring position for the Hardhats. Two's across the board on Henny. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone. Runner at second, and Henny looks at ball 3 outside. Riker Henny this season has not played as much as he did last year, batting .302 on the year in 41 games. Payoff pitch to Henny from Booth, and it's outside ball 4. Henny draws the 2-out walk to put runners on first and second. Another walk in this inning. The second walk has been an error as well. A couple of fielders' choice plays. One resulted in an out, one did not. Either way, the 8th man sent to the plate, it's Jake Solano, the catcher. 2-on-2 gone, 3-0 Hardhats, and Solano pops the first pitch foul right side out of play. 0-1 on him. Booth already approaching 30 pitches in his start. That was his 28th here in the first inning. Hardhats with just the one hit to match Pierre. 0-1, a line drive, right center field. That'll drop and split the outfielders for a base hit. Here comes Dietrich to the plate. He will come in and score. And being sent around third, another runner, and that's Tenney. He slides in safely at the plate. The ball gets away from the catcher and rolls to the backstop, but it's a double and 2 runs across for Jake Solano with 2 outs and a 5-0 lead now for Rapid City. And here comes Pierre's head coach out of the dugout. He brings the entire 8th infield around him. I believe that gentleman's name is Brian White. Yes, Brian White, the manager for Pierre Post 8, along with the entire 8's infield. Set the defense for Pierre while we have a moment. It's Jack Merkwan in left field, Brecken Kruger in center field, Jet Zabel, the right fielder. Across the infield, left to right, Jaden Wiebe, Matt Hansen, Bennett Dean, and Lincoln Keenholz. Now the 9th spot, Wilson Kiefer. Booth kicks and deals and hits the outside edge on Kiefer, 0-1. So they do give Solano the double. 2 runs batted in as well. The 0-1 to Kiefer and turns out of the way of that one. It's inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Exactly what the Hardhats wanted to do and jump all over the starter for Pierre right away. Already 5-0 in this ball game. 1-1, outside edge called strike 2. Solano off of second with 2 gone. A ball and 2 strikes on Wilson Kiefer. Top of the order, Jed Jensen on deck. Booth nods his head in confirmation with Hunsley. Kicks and deals. Solano takes off for third. A fly ball right side hooking foul territory. And it's the right fielder who runs out of room. That's Zabel. And it just lands in the bullpen area for Pierre. So Kiefer stays alive. Little probably undesigned hit and run. Booth set once again. Stares down Solano, kicks and deals the 1-2 way high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kiefer on the season, staple in the 9 spot, batting .269. 2-2, high, not close, 3 balls and 2 strikes. And for Kiefer, he has 9 2-out RBIs on the season, 19 overall. Payoff pitch upcoming to Wilson Kiefer. Aaron Booth to Kiefer. Solano dancing around at second. The pitch is high, ball 4. Kiefer draws the 2-out walk. And the Hardhats will bat around. Here comes Brian White once again, and that'll result in a pitching change. We'll take a step aside and see who the new arm is on the mound coming in for Pierre. It's 5-0 Hardhats, 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Back in a moment on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City.
Stuck in a state of falling behind, struggling to keep up with your kids, your finances, your insurance, your life? This is State Farm Agent Matt McCormick. Let me help you simplify and get to a better state. With me handling your auto, home, and life insurance, you'll have more time to handle everything else. Even more money, too, because adding State Farm policies can earn discounts that could add up to 40%. Call me, State Farm agent Matt McCormick, and get to a better state with State Farm. 348-0464.
Farmers and ranchers with up to 24% lower shop rates than most.
Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth, Sales Service and Recreation. The new arm on the mound sporting number 15 for Pierre Post 8, and it's Spencer Eastland who comes on the right-hander. Eastland, 5 innings on the season coming into the state tournament, over 2 appearances and 2 starts. An 0-2 record, 14 hits, 16 runs, 7 earned runs, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts, a 9.80 ERA, and opponents hitting .452 off of Spencer Eastland. Top of the order as the Hardhats bat around. Jed Jensen at the plate. He walked to start off this ball game to the bottom of the first, actually. 5-0 Rapid City. You're trying to get the final out of this first inning. 2 on, 2 gone. And Jensen goes after the first pitch, swings right through it, 0-1. Solano off of second, Kiefer off of first. Just 2 hits in this game for the Hardhats, but have resulted in 5 runs. The 0-1 from Eastland, fouled back to the screen, and it's 0-2. A walk to start off the game, and then a fielder's choice that did not record an out. Wyatt Anderson bounced into a fielder's choice that did record the first out. And an RBI single from Harrison Good, an RBI sacrifice fly for the second out by Dylan Marsh. And Jensen flies one to right field right at Jed Zabel. He's underneath of it and makes the grab out number 3. But the Hardhats bat around 5-0 thanks to a 2-run double by Jake Solano and RBIs by Harrison Good and Dylan Marsh as well. And it's 5-0 Rapid City heading to the second inning. Back in a moment on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth. Sales, Service, and Recreation. We're set for inning number 2 here in Rapid City. Elimination contest between Post 8 out of Pierre and your Rapid City Post 22 Hardhats. It's 5-0 after inning number 1 in favor of Rapid City. That score on the State Farm scoreboard insured by agents Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick. Lee Negebauer retakes the mound for the Hardhats, and he will face 5, 6, and 7 due up for Pierre. Left-handed bat of Jet Zabel at the plate first, and he looks at a high fastball for ball 1. Negebauer into his wind in the 1-0. Outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Jet Zabel on the season batting .282. 22 hits and 78 at-bats. The 2-0 from Negebauer misses in front of the plate, blocked by Solano. It's 3 balls and no strikes. 15 runs batted in, 15 singles, 7 doubles for Zabel. Now the 3-0 wind from Negebauer, and he hits that outside edge, 3 balls and a strike. Zabel, Nedved, and Merkwan, the 3 scheduled for Pierre. And the 3-1 bouncer right side, Dylan Marsh fields and fires from second base in time to Dietrich, out number 1. Now the designated hitter, Gary Nedved. On set the defense for the Hardhats, Amarian Saylor in left field, Jed Jensen the center fielder, Harrison Good in right field. In the infield, Wyatt Anderson at the hot corner, Wilson Kiefer the shortstop, Dylan Marsh the second baseman, and Alex Dietrich the first baseman. Jake Solano behind the plate doing the catching for Lee Negebauer on the mound. First pitch to Gary Nedved, a called strike 1 from Negebauer. Right-handed batter at the plate, and Nedved. And Negebauer into his motion, and the 0-1 swung on and missed. Way out in front of that 1-0-2. Pierre's lone hit came in the first inning. It was a leadoff single by Lincoln Keenholz. The 0-2 swing and a miss, and Nedved goes down swinging on 3 pitches. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. And quickly, 2 up, 2 gone for Pierre. First strikeout of the ball game for Lee Negebauer. And that'll bring up Jack Merkwan. Merkwan batting .250 coming into play. And he looks at ball 1 inside. A right-handed bat against Negebauer, the southpaw. 23 hits and 92 at-bats. 17 singles, 4 doubles, 2 triples, 14 batted in. Negebauer misses inside once again, 2 balls, no strikes. The catcher, Grayson Hunsley, would be next if this inning continues. The 2-0 from Negebauer is inside for ball 3. So quickly, Negebauer falls behind once again, 3 balls and no strikes on Merkwan this time, just as he did on Jed Zabel. Into the motion, he cocks back and fires. The fastball called strike 1. 3 balls and a strike. Negebauer likes the sign from Solano, who sets up inside once again. The 3-1 is a ball 4, a little bit downstairs. That time from Negebauer. And Merkwan draws the 2-out walk to bring up the aforementioned catcher, Grayson Hunsley. Eighth spot, Grayson Hunsley in on the right side. Runner on first and 2 gone. 5-0 Rapid City here in the top of the second. Hunsley batting .231 on the season, 21 hits and 91 at-bats. 19 singles and 2 doubles, 8 driven in. Eggebauer comes set out of the stretch, and the first pitch is a bouncer to Kieferat. Short underhand flip to Marsh, covering second, and that's out number 3. So Pierre strands 1, and they still trail 5-0 as we head to the bottom of inning number 2. Hardhats back up to bat right after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City.
Ever since
Gunderson, Palmer, Nelson, and Ashmore has provided a full range of legal services for over 40 years in Rapid City. As one of the largest and highly respected law firms in western South Dakota and multi-state region, our expert team of diversified attorneys offer a very personalized style of legal representation. Whether it's support and recommendations with legal documents or the strongest proponent in a court of law, trusting who you hire as your advocate is vital in achieving the best results. Contact the experienced professionals today at Gunderson, Palmer, Nelson, and Ashmore Attorneys at Law.
To the bottom of inning number 2 we go, and a 5-0 lead for Rapid City post 22 on the scoreboard against Pierre post 8. As we welcome you back into the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth, sales, service, and recreation. It'll be Amarian, Saylor, White, Anderson, and Harrison Good, meeting 2, 3, and 4 of the Hardhats lineup due up in inning number 2. They sent 10 men to the plate in the first inning. Jed Jensen, the lone batter, to see the plate twice. Spencer Easlin misses inside for ball 1 on Amarian Saylor. So one full trip through the lineup for Aaron Booth before he was pulled. Easlin gained the final out of the first inning and now faces Amarian Saylor for the first time. Saylor pops it foul, right side out of play. Even count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Into the wind, the right-hander rears back and deals, and another foul ball right side out of play by Saylor. 1-2. Saylor reached on a fielder's choice play that did not record an out. It was a bouncer back to Booth, and he froze Jed Jensen in between second and third. The 1-2 misses inside, a breaking ball, 2 balls and 2 strikes. But Booth fired to third. Jensen sprinted back and dove into second base. He was safe there. Saylor safe at first, just a fielder's choice that did not record an out. The 2-2 misses high and inside, 3 balls and 2 strikes. The count runs full. Easlin likes the sign, ready and deals. 3-2, bouncer back up the middle, past the diving shortstop Hansen into center field. And it's a leadoff base knock for Amarian Saylor. He's in the hit column for the first time, and he's on base for the second time today. Runs scored in that first inning for Amarian as well. And now it'll bring up Wyatt Anderson. Like Amarian Saylor, a fielder's choice play, so he's 0 for 1. But he did score a run after he reached base. First pitch to Anderson is a high fly ball, deep left field, and that ball one bounces up over the wall, and it hits the sponsor up over the yellow marker, so it's just a ground rule double, as it would have went over the fence. And we'll see how they rule it. Amarian Saylor went all the way around to score, but that is the ground rule here at Black Hills Surgical Hospital Ballpark. And John Whitcraft, a veteran right here in Rapid City, has seen a lot of Hardhats and games in his umpiring 40-year career. And the only one out of this crew that this is his home ballpark. So just a ground rule double for Wyatt Anderson. So second and third, nobody out. Harrison Good swings through the first pitch, 0-1. Hardhats threatening once again here in the second inning. The 0-1 on Good misses well upstairs for ball one. Give John Whitcraft credit. He was right on top of that ball right when it hit the sponsor sign, the Farmers Union Insurance sign out in left field. Ground rule double. 1-1 misses high. 2 balls and a strike on Harrison Good. Up in the count once again after his RBI single back up the middle in the first inning. He came around to score as well. The 2-1 down and away. 3 balls and a strike. Hitter friendly count now for Harrison Good. His 37th run batted in the first inning. The 3-1 popped up right side just over my head and out of play. And now the count runs full to 3-2. Looking for potentially RBIs number 38 and 39 of the year. Payoff pitch from Eastland, and it's a bouncer left side past the diving third baseman Wiebe into left field, and 1 run comes in to score. Here comes Anderson to the plate. The throw comes in. It's up the third base line. Good goes to second on the play. It's a 2-run single, advancing to second on the throw for Harrison Good. Make it his 38th and 39th RBIs on the season, and it's 7-0 Rapid City here in the second inning. Now Dylan Marsh's turn. Marsh in on the right side. Strictly right-handed hitting lineup for the Hardhats here on day 3. Eastland sidesteps and deals, and Marsh skies one to right field. Back is Jet Zabel. Harrison Good sets up for a tag, but it's not deep enough. Good will just stay put right there. Marsh, a sacrifice fly and an RBI his first trip. This one to right field. It does not record a sacrifice fly. And it's just out number 1. And Marsh is now 0 for 1. Now Alex Dietrich reached on an error his first time at the plate, scored a run. 0-1 bouncer left side. The diving stop by Jaden Wiebe at third. He's up to his feet, fires to first. The scoop on the back end by Lincoln Keenholz. Nice play all around by Pierre. And that's out number 2, keeping Harrison Good at second base. Now Riker Henny, runner on second, 2 gone, 7-0 Rapid City. Henny drew a walk his first time at the plate and scored a run. He looks at ball 1 outside. Eastland comes set. A peek at second, and Good dancing around there, and Henny looks at a called strike at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike. Look for a second like Harrison Good was going to take off for third base, but no reason to make the last out at third. Just trying to dance around and get Eastland off his rhythm. 1-1 on Henny, drops me low the barrel as Henny swings right through it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Eastland likes the sign from Hunsley. Comes set, stares down Good once again. The 1-2. Downstairs, Henny thought about it. It hit the plate and then off the mask of our home plate umpire, John Whitcraft. And it kept that ball from going behind the plate. Good not able to move up. Just a 2-2 count on Riker Henny. super senior on this Hardhats club. The 2-2 from Spencer Eastland to Riker Henny. Inside ball 3. Count now full, 3-2. Henny and the Hardhats trying to stay alive in their bid for a 44th state title in post-22 program history. And a line drive, base hit to right field. Good was in motion. The throw will come into the plate. It's cut off. An RBI single for Riker Henny. And it's 8-0 Hardhats. Make it RBI number 24 on the season for Riker. Hardhats stacking on a few more. Henny with his 11th two-out RBI of the season. Now Jake Solano. Solano bats from the right side, a 2-run double. His first time at the plate. Was stranded at second base. 2 outs, Henny off of first. And Solano drives the first pitch into left center field. That'll drop for a base hit. Henny stays put at second. And it's another hit for Jake Solano. Boy, he has hit the ball well in this state tournament. Not always resulting in a hit, but Solano has hit the ball fairly hard here at state. And here comes Brian White for another pitching change. The signal has been made to left field. It looks like Jack Merkelon will take over on the mound. 8-0 Rapid City. We'll take a step aside right here on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City.
Hanging with Brian from Anytime Auto Sales.
Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth, sales service and recreation. New arm on the mound for the 8s is Jack Merkelon. The right-hander comes in from left field to pitch. So George Stalley will take over in left field for the 8s and replace Gary Nedved as in the designated hitter spot in the 6th spot of the lineup. Pulling up Jack Merkelon's numbers on the mound this season, 13 1/3 innings on the mound. 9th appearance, has made 1 start as well. Recorded the win in a 1-0 record on the season. 19 hits, 13 runs, 11 earned runs, 12 strikeouts to 5 walks, a 5.78 ERA. Opponents hitting .328 against him. Wilson Kiefer starts things off in a first pitch breaking ball. Misses down low for ball 1. From Merkelon, the right-hander. Kiefer walked his first time up, 2 on, 2 outs. Merkelon, another breaking ball. This one stays high. 2 balls and no strikes. Set at his chest, the 2-0, and Kiefer fouls it back to the netting behind the plate. 2 balls and a strike. Top of the order on deck, that's Judd Jensen. We're still in inning number 2, 2 outs, 8-0 Rapid City. A 2-1 count on Wilson Kiefer, the shortstop. 2-1. Outside edge called strike 2. Putting 2s across the board, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone. Merklon trying to record that elusive third out for Pierre. Here in inning number 2. And Kiefer, a ground ball left side through the gap into left field. Here comes Henny to the plate. The throw comes in, was trying to be cut off. It bounces to the catcher. Henny scores sliding in. And it's 9-0 Rapid City, an RBI single for Wilson Kiefer. So Solano goes to second. Kiefer at first after his RBI base knock, and now Jed Jensen, third at-bat in 2 innings for Jensen. A first pitch breaking ball misses high, maybe inside as well. 1 ball and no strikes. All 9 men sent to the plate in this second inning. The 1-0 swung on and missed. Another breaking ball from Merklon, and Jensen fooled on that one, went after it with the string being pulled on him. Merklon looks into Hunsley, and the 1-1 pitch swung on and missed. Another off-speed breaking ball kind of pitch on Jensen, and he swings right through it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Looked like Jensen was expecting fastball, didn't get it. The 1-2. Chopper right at the plate and into the Hardhats dugout. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jensen in this ball game in the leadoff spot. He walked to start off the top in the bottom of the first and flied to right in his second at bat in the first inning. 1-2, a line drive, a high hop on Matt Hansen. He fires to first, and the scoop can't be handled by Kienholz. Jensen goes to second. Here comes Kiefer to the plate. The throw comes in, and Kiefer is out at the plate on a bang-bang play. Just swiping the tag on Grayson Hunsley, and a nice throw to record the final out, but a run comes in and scores. It's 10-0 Rapid City as we head to inning number 3. And we'll be back for inning number 3 after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales Service and Recreation. A 10-0 advantage for the Rapid City Post 22 Hardhats over Pierre Post 8-8s here at the state tournament. An elimination game here today. And the winner will move on to see another day, potentially either facing Harrisburg or the winner of Sioux Falls East and Mitchell. That game slated for 6:30 Mountain Time today, and we'll have that game on Hardhats TV, the YouTube channel, on a new stream after this one. Negebauer back to the mound for the Hardhats. 5 runs in each of the first 2 innings for Rapid City. And it's Brecken Kruger to lead things off for Pierre. And he looks at a called strike 1 from the southpaw. Kruger, the right-handed bat. Negebauer winds, kicks, deals, and misses a touch inside with the fastball. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 foot on the third base side of the rubber for Negebauer. Before he gathers into his windup, the 1-1 misses a little bit inside. Did not catch where that one landed on the stream. 2-1 from Negebauer. And it's chopped into the Hardhats dugout right off the netting in front of it. Even count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. It'll be Kruger, and in the top of the order, Lincoln Keenholz and Jaden Wiebe to hit here in the 8th third. 2-2, motion from Negebauer, and it swung on and missed. Down goes Kruger, swinging for out number 1. Second strikeout of the ball game for Lee Negebauer. That was, I believe, his 30th pitch of his day. Lincoln Keenholz steps in for his second at-bat. He singled, an infield single to start off the ball game, and he swings through the first pitch, 0-1. Kind of an in-between hopper. Could have went either way, a single or an error on Wyatt Anderson. It was ruled a single for Keenholz. The 0-1 outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. And Keenholz has a lot of talent. Committed to play football, the quarterback position at the University of Washington after finishing up his senior season in Pierre. Two balls and a strike after that one hit the plate. Here's the 2-1, and it misses downstairs. 3 balls and a strike. And Keenholz in yesterday's ball game dove into the plate and might have hurt his right throwing shoulder a little bit. And everyone in attendance hoping that he is able to stay healthy. Keenholz, a high fly ball down the left field line, and it stays fair and gone for a home run. Keenholz got every bit of that ball. And it stayed inside the foul pole, right over the 325 marker, and it's 10-1. So that shoulder looked absolutely fine powering that one out, but still just giving high fives with his left hand instead of that right arm. Still very tender. But Keenholz had offers in 3 sports from North Dakota State University, as Negebauer misses a little bit outside on Jaden Wiebe for ball 1. For Keenholz, that was his 6th home run of the season. Wiebe pops one foul behind the plate out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. Wiebe flied to center his first trip at the plate. Keenholz was offered in basketball, football, and baseball at NDSU. This one, a line drive base hit into left field. Cut off by Amarin Saylor. He bobbles it in left field a little bit, and up to second goes Wiebe thanks to the error. It'll be a single and an error for Wiebe. A runner on second with one out. Bringing up Matt Hansen. Hansen bats from the right side. He popped out to the second baseman, Marsh, his first time. Actually behind first base, but Marsh made the play. And Negebauer misses inside, ball one. Negebauer stares down Weeby at second. Kicks and deals a line drive right at Wyatt Anderson. Nobody covering second. And Weeby dives back in safely to avoid the double play. But awake at the hot corner, Wyatt Anderson. The line out is out number 2. Now Bennett Dean. Left-handed bat, bounced to the right side. His first time. Marsh throw him out 4-3. Lefty, lefty. And the first pitch to Dean is on the inside edge, called strike one. Dean batting .296 on the season. 0-1, chopper right by the on-deck man of Jet Zabel. Nothing in 2 on Dean. Rests the bat on his back left shoulder before Negebauer comes set. Runner takes off for third. The pitch is outside for a ball, and Solano just holds on to it. Does not test the throw down to third, and Weeby swipes third base. So a ball and 2 strikes on Dean. Man 90 feet away from making this ball game 10-2. Negebauer kicks and deals the 1-2. Bouncer right side, backhanded by Marsh. On the run, he fires the first. Scoop by Dietrich on the back end, and that's out number 3. The Eights get one, a solo shot by Lincoln Kienholz over just inside the left field foul pole, and it's 10-1. We head to the bottom of the third after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City.
Hi, folks. Kevin McPherson Auction Company.
Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth. Sales Service and Recreation. We're set for the bottom of inning number 3. First pitch to Amarian Saylor. Misses down and away for ball 1. A breaking ball from Jack Merkwan. Saylor led off the second inning, and he'll lead off the third as well. Third at-bat of the ball game already. The 1-0. Breaking ball drops in there for a called strike 1. Saylor reached on a fielder's choice in the first, scored a run, and Singleton scored in the second. 1-1 from Merkwan. Chopper left side, the shortstop Matt Hansen has the opportunity. On the run, he fires the first in time. Saylor sat down. 6-3 in the book, out number 1. Now Wyatt Anderson. Anderson 1 for 2 on the day. A ground rule double. His last time at the plate, got a lot of that ball. It one bounced off the Farmers Union insurance sign in left field over the yellow line across the top of the outfield fence and bounce back into play. The 1-0 fly ball to center field, bounces in front of Brecken Kruger down for a base hit. So Anderson has his second hit of the day. He's 2 for 3. And this one comes with 1 out in the third. 10-1 our score in favor of Rapid City on the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agents Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick. One on, one gone. Harrison good at the dish now. Good 2 for 2, a pair of singles, and he goes after the first pitch, fouls it back out of play. 0-1. This lineup has each seen a different pitcher. Booth in the first inning, Eastland after that, and now Merkwan. And Merkwan misses high, 1 ball and 1 strike. The Hardhats sent 10 to the plate in the first inning. Eastland got the final out. And he got the first 2 outs of the second inning before Merkwan got the final out. And now Merkwan starting his first free inning. A pop-up behind the plate. The catcher, Hunsley, makes the grab right in front of the netting. A nice play by him. It looked like it was going into the first row of seats, but it held up and stayed off the netting. Hunsley, a little Joe Mauer-esque, crashing into that net, only Joe Mauer went sprinting into the net a few years ago for the Minnesota Twins. Runner on second, and Anderson with 2 gone. Here's Dylan Marsh. A first pitch breaking ball misses high. Ball 1. One ball, no strikes on Marsh, and breaking ball, half swing. It's called a strike. Even count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Anderson tagged from first and advanced to second on that pop out behind the plate. The 1-1. Inside, a fastball that time. The Pierre supporters wanted a strike, didn't get it. 2 balls and a strike now on Dylan Marsh. Merkwan looks in, comes set at his chest. Kicks and deals the 2-1, swung on and missed. Another breaking ball, and Marsh was out in front. Now an even count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Runner on second, 2 gone. Merkwan likes the sign once again from Hunsley. And now the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Marsh goes down swinging for out number 3. So the Hardhats strand a 1-out base runner, and they lead at 10-1. We head to the 4th after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City.
Danny Menzel, Rapid Chevrolet buys cars. You heard that right. We don't just sell cars, we buy them too. We make cash offers to purchase local cars,
Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth, Sales Service and Recreation. Set for inning number 4, the top half of inning number 4, meaning Pierre at the plate. And it'll be Jet Zabel to lead things off for Pierre. Zabel, George Stalley, and Jack Merkwan, the 3 scheduled. Stalley will have his first at-bats of this ball game. It's a called strike 1 from the left-hander, Lee Negebauer. Lefty-lefty matchup with Zabel at the plate. The 1 outside edge called strike 2. Zabel thought about it, held up. It's called a strike. So 0-2 on Zabel. Negebauer into his motion, rears back and fires, and the 0-2 down and away. Breaking ball that time, not a bad waste pitch, trying for that bottom outside edge. Going all the way across the plate. Now the 1-2 from Negebauer, and it's a chopper right side. Dylan Marsh over to his right, fields and fires to Dietrich in time, out number 1. So Zabel 0 for 2, and now George Stalley. Stalley, his first at-bat, Gary Nedved being replaced by Stalley because Merkwan came in from left field to pitch. And Stalley looks at a first pitch called strike 1, a fastball from Negebauer. George Stalley on the season batting .261. The 0-1, chopper by the Hardhats dugout, 0-2. 24 hits and 92 at-bats for Stalley. 19 of those 24 singles, 2 doubles, 3 triples. 19 driven in. The 2-strike pitch misses up and away. A breaking ball tried the back door from Negebauer and stayed high. A ball and 2 strikes. Negebauer into his motion once again, the 1-2. Chopper up the third base line. It started foul and it stayed foul behind the third base bag. Anderson made the play. Look for a second like that ball was going to spin back fair. It stayed foul. Negebauer, in case you're wondering, that was his 52nd pitch. The 1-2 inside on Stalley. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jack Merkwan on deck. The 2-2. A little pop-up, shallow left field, in is Amarian Saylor, out Wilson Kiefer, and Kiefer makes the grab high above his head, roaming back for out number 2. And that brings up the pitcher, Jack Merkwan. 2 outs, nobody on for Pierre. 10-1 our score in favor of Rapid City. We're in the top of the 4th. Negebauer winds, kicks, deals in his first offering to Merkwan. Misses a little bit inside for ball 1. Solano wants it right there once again. The 1-0 is inside. 2 balls, no strikes. Some clouds starting to move in here in Rapid City. The little bit darker ones are off to the south. 2-0, low jam shot, blooper over the leaping glove of Wyatt Anderson into left field. So Jack Merkwan on with a 2-out single. Boy, Wyatt Anderson timed that as well as he could. And just unable to come down with the ball. And now a reliever heading down to the bullpen for the Hardhats after that 2-out single. Grayson Hunsley, the new batter at the plate. Runner on first, 2 gone, 10-1 Hardhats. Negbauer kicks and deals the first pitch inside edge, called a strike, 0-1. First pitch fastball from Negbauer. The reliever, a right-hander. Not exactly sure who that is. Pickoff moved to first, and Merkwan dives back in safely. Approaching the 4 o'clock hour here in Rapid City. And that means this game is approaching the hour-and-a-half mark. Pickoff moved to first, and Merkwan was picked off, but the ball bounced out of Dietrich's glove. So Merkwan safe at first. Had him leaning towards second. Nice throw by Negebauer with the swipe from Dietrich. Merkwan takes off for second. The pitch is high for a ball. No one covering second base. And Solano's throw bounces in. So Merkwan in with a stolen base. Little miscommunication between Kiefer and Marsh, who was covering second, who was backing up, and they both started to back up second base, but nobody was covering. 1-1 misses down and in, blocked by Solano, 2 balls and a strike. Negebauer from the stretch set at his chest. Stares down Merkwan on second. Double takes back to him. Another stare down and the 2-1. Misses high. 3-1. Taking a look at the radar around Rapid City. Actually, the rain is a little bit north. The stuff to the south is very light. Nothing threatening any baseball right now. 3-1 from Negebauer. A line drive past the diving Wyatt Anderson into left field. A throw comes in, it's cut off. Anderson hangs on to it, does not try to throw it to the plate, and Merkwan slides in safely. It's an RBI single for Grayson Hunsley, and Pierre cuts into the deficit once again. It's 10-2. And here comes Ryan Clapperich out of the dugout, the pitching coach for the Hardhats. Brings the entire Hardhats infield around him. Trying to gain that final out of this 4th inning. Would hate to use the reliever and not give him a fresh inning. It looks like it might be Brian Atkinson down in the bullpen. That doesn't matter right now as Negebauer stays in the ball game. Brecken Kruger at the plate. He struck out his only other opportunity. A runner on first, 2 outs. He scores the bunt, pulls back. It's the ball inside with the fastball. 9 spot here, Lincoln Kienholz, who's 2 for 2 with a home run and a single, is standing on deck. Focusing on Kruger, and the 1-0 misses well high, not close. 2 balls, no strikes. So the reliever looks to be good and ready. Two balls and a strike on Kruger now. And this one, a bouncer to Anderson at third. He gathers it on a hop, fires to first in time to Dietrich to get Kruger. And we head to the bottom of the fourth. It's 10-2 after Pierce scores one in the fourth inning. And we head to the bottom of the fourth after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales Service and Recreation. A 10-2 margin on our hands in front. The Rapid City Hardhats as Pier Post 8 back to the field and Jack Merkwan back to the mound. No lead is safe at the state tournament, as Pier well knows. They currently trail 10-2, and it's important for this Hardhats club to not get complacent. They scored 5 runs in each of the first 2 innings, but have since laid an egg in the third inning, trying to tack on a few more insurance runs here in the fourth. The first pitch called strike one on Alex Dietrich. And 1 run in the third, one in the fourth for Pierre. Foul tip off the plate from Dietrich. And it's 0-2 on him. Dietrich robbed of a hit by Jayden Wiebe, who made a nice diving stop. The scoop on the back end by Keenholz. Reached on an error and scored in the first inning. Dietrich looks at ball 1 high, a ball and 2 strikes on him. Those clouds continuing to move about 50-50 over the field now. Not seeing any rain just yet. The radar does not show much at all. The 1-2 from Merkwan misses well high, not close. 2-2. It'll be Dietrich, Henny, and Solano. And it's actually Kai Jackson in the on-deck circle. So Jackson might take over as the designated hitter. 2-2, high and tight. Dietrich ducks out of the way of it. 3-2, the count runs full. So Henny most likely finishes his day 1 for 1. A walk, a run scored, and an RBI single and a run scored. And gives away to Kai Jackson. The payoff pitch to Dietrich. A line drive to right center field. That drops for a base hit. Cut off by Jet Zabel. Dietrich digging for second. It's bobbled a little bit, and Dietrich into second standing up. A leadoff double for Alex Dietrich. Very nice at-bat putting by Alex Dietrich. It started off a little bit shaky, a called strike and then a bad swing strike. But he battled back, taking a couple of tough pitches. And Merkwan missing well out of the zone a couple of times, but laying one in there on the 3-2, and Dietrich didn't miss it. So here is the aforementioned Kai Jackson. And Jackson, the left-handed bat, looks at a called strike one. Runner on second, nobody out, 10-2 our score. In reference to not getting complacent, Pierre had a 5-0 lead in game one against the number one seeded Brookings back on Wednesday. Brookings came all the way back to tie and then walk them off in the 8th inning. That's how Pierre got themselves in the losers bracket and elimination games for the rest of their time here. The 1-1. High pop-up, shallow left field. Out is the shortstop, Matt Hansen, and a step in foul territory makes the grab out number one. Tough play. It looked like Wiebe kind of stumbled out of the gates, roaming straight back, and Matt Hansen with plenty of time to run that one down behind third base and in foul territory. One out man on second for Jake Solano. He's 2 for 2 today. A 2-run double in the first and a single and a run scored in the second. First pitch, breaking ball, called strike one from Merkwan on Solano, 0-1. That's for the third time here in the 4th inning. The 0-1. Bounces in front of the plate. Dietrich stays put at second as it's blocked by Hunsley. Even count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Solano has been hitting the ball hard, and as mentioned before, not always resulting in a hit here at the state tournament. 1-1 laid off and missed in the turf. 2 balls and a strike. And Merkwan wants a new baseball. But it's nice to see Jake Solano hitting the ball hard. He had a home run, his first as a Hardhats in Minnesota. And drove on to deep right field yesterday. Hit the warning track even. Opposite field. Resulted in an out. The 2-1 checked his swing. No appeal to our field umpire. And the count runs to 3 balls and a strike. Merkwan set once again. The catcher sets up inside the 3-1 chopper left side. Matt Hansen thought about firing to third, then fires across in time to get Solano out number 2 there. Dietrich up to third on the play. It brings up Wilson Kiefer. Kiefer 1 for 1, a walk in the first and an RBI single in the second. Was thrown out trying to score in that second inning. That was the final out of the second. 11th run, standing 90 feet away for the Hardhats. First pitch, breaking ball, called a strike on the outer edge. 0-1. Bottom of inning number 4, 2 outs, runner at third, 10-2 Rapid City. The 0-1 from Jack Merkwan swung on and missed. Powered a fastball right by Kiefer that time, and it's 0-2. Looks like some rain off in the distance south of the ballpark. A line drive, base hit into right center field. That'll score Dietrich. Another RBI single for Wilson Kiefer out of the 9 spot, and it is 11-2 Hardhats. Wilson Kiefer with his 21st RBI of the season, another 2-out RBI. And that previous one in this ball game was a 2-out ribby as well. His 11th 2-out RBI. Top of the order now in Jed Jensen, and it's actually Zeke Farley who will hit in place of Jensen. And a pickoff move to first. Kiefer is caught off first, but he just sprints into second. He's safe thanks to a wild throw down to second base. And maybe playing into the fact that Lincoln Kienholz's right arm is not 100% healthy. Straight steal of second base. Kiefer going on first movement. And could have been picked off. First pitch to Zeke Farley, chopper up the third base line, foul, and Farley will drop back to first. Zeke Farley, a usual at the top of the Hardhats lineup, hitting .368 on the season, 31 driven in. 17 2-out ribbies, and the 0-1, a breaking ball hits the outside edge, and it's 0-2 on Farley. Marquand toes the rubber out of the stretch once again. Likes the sign for the 0-2. Here it is. Kiefer goes after third, and Farley flies it foul out of play on the right side. Nothing in two, the count remains. Farley bats from that right side. Two-strike pitch once again from Marquand to Farley. Kiefer stays put this time, and Farley stays alive as he fouls it back to the screen. If Farley would reach and extend this inning, Amarian Saylor would be next. The 0-2 from Marquand, a ground ball, base hit through the gap on the right side. Here comes Kiefer to the plate. He will score standing up. He was in motion on the play, and it's an RBI single for Zeke Farley. And it's 12-2, Rapid City. Now Amarian Saylor. Runner on first, 2 outs. Farley has plenty of speed. Saylor is 1 for 3 with 2 runs scored, thanks to a single and a fielder's choice. First pitch to Saylor misses a little bit outside for ball 1. If you're curious, the Post 22 Bullets are playing down in Sioux Falls in the Junior Legion tournament, and they were just defeated by Brookings Junior Legion. The 1-0 misses inside on Saylor. 2 balls and no strikes. Boy, 22-10. Yes, you heard that right. Brookings scored 22 runs. The Bullets scored 10. And the Bullets, after the victory over the Post 22 Expos yesterday, fall to 1-1 in pool play at the Junior Legion tournament down in Sioux Falls. Saylor fouls one back to the screen, and it's 2 balls and a strike on Mars Saylor. The Expos slated to play Sioux Falls West, I believe, later tonight. And Saylor looks at ball 3, a breaking ball inside. Runner on first, 2 gone, 12-2 in favor of Rapid City. 3-1 pitch from Marquand. Line drive, base hit, splitting the outfielders in left center field, and it's bobbled in left center field by the center fielder Kruger. Here comes Farley all the way around from first base. It's an RBI single and an error for Amarian Saylor. And Farley off on contact with the 2 outs. Amarian Saylor drives in his 10th 2-out RBI of the season. Farley drove in his 18th. Here's Wyatt Anderson, runner on second. And 2 outs in the first pitch. A high fly ball, deep center field, go right at Kruger in center. And out number 3. It's 13-2 Rapid City as 3 come across for the Hardhats. We head to the top of inning number 5 after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City.
KIMM Rapid City and K294BD Rapid City, the Black Hills Sports Station, 106.7 FM and 1150 AM. Fox Sports Rapid City.
At Black Hills
Cadets and both.
we are committed to improving the lives of our members and bettering our communities. As your community credit union, we're here to get to know you and your unique needs. From extended service hours to the newest technology, we have you covered. Stop by any location to get started or text or call 605-718-1818. BHFCU is member-owned, not-for-profit, and federally insured by the NCUA.
Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales Service and Recreation. Top of the order for Pierre Post 8, now trailing 13-2. They need 2 runs to extend this ball game. A 10-run mercy roll here at the state tournament through 5. Lee Nagelbauer back to the mound trying for a complete game as he winds kicks, deals to Lincoln Keenholz, and he misses outside for ball 1. Nagelbauer into his wind, the 1-0 misses downstairs, 2 balls, no strikes. The 2-0 now is a little bit low below the knees. 3 balls and no strikes on the dangerous Lincoln Keenholz, who's 2 for 2. A solo home run in the 3rd and a single to start off the ball game in the 1st. 3-0. Chopper right by the Hardhats dugout and might have hit a Hardhat in the back. Everyone looks to be all right. Tough ricochet off the netting down there. 3 balls and a strike on Keenholz. Here's Nagelbauer's pitch, and it's swung on and missed. The count runs full to 3-2. Keenholz's bat is just so quick. Never a slow half swing from Keenholz. Payoff pitch. A bouncer right side. Dylan Marsh on a hop. Fires the first in time, out number 1. Now Jaden Wiebe. Wiebe a single and a fly to center field. His single and an error came in the 3rd inning. He stole third base and was stranded there. 1 out, nobody on, and Wiebe just lifts his front foot to avoid being hit by the first pitch as it goes back to the backstop. 1 ball and 1 strike. Or 1 ball, no strikes on Wiebe, and now it's 1-1 as Negebauer hits the inside edge. So the Bullets fall at the Junior Legion tournament. The Expos slated to play Sioux Falls West later tonight. 8:30 Mountain Time, at least that's what it has on Game Changer. Wiebe chops 1 foul up the third base line. Down in the count, he goes 1 ball and 2 strikes. Negebauer winds, kicks, deals, and the breaking ball chopper up the first base line. Just got a piece of it. Had to sit back and wait for that one, and the count remains 1-2. Matt Hansen on deck. The 1-2. High fly ball, right center field. Zeke Farley over, also Harrison Good comes in, and it's off of Harrison Good's glove. Kind of a lazy effort in right field. It looked like Harrison had it sized up, and he squeezed his glove too soon. Went in and out of his glove. An error on Good. Now Matt Hansen. Runner on first, 1 gone, 13-2 our score. Matt Hansen is 0 for 2. Big gap on the left side of the infield, and Hansen chops 1 foul behind the plate, 0-1. A 1 Negebauer to Hansen. Set once again and steers down Wiebe. And Negebauer misses high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lee Negebauer, that was his 79th. This will be his 80th pitch of his afternoon. The 1-1. Fouled straight back and out of play into the parking lot. A ball and 2 strikes on Hansen. The slight breeze that there is at this moment blowing right to left. 1-2. Bouncer left side over to his left, White Anderson to second for 1, and Marsh couldn't get it out of his glove in time for the double play. They do get the 1 out. It's a fielder's choice that allows Hansen to reach. So it is out number 2. The Hardhats will take that as Bennett Dean comes to the plate now. He's 0 for 2, a couple of bounce outs to the right side of the infield, and Dylan Marsh takes a few steps out into the outfield turf. First pitch, a ball outside on the left-handed bat of Dean. 1 ball, no strikes. Once again, Game 3 of the day slated for 6:30 Mountain Time. Called strike on that outside edge. 1 ball and 1 strike on Dean. Negebauer sat on a peek at first. The 1-1 popped up sky high on the infield, foul territory. Jake Solano behind the plate. He makes the grab. Out number 3, and the Hardhats are victorious. They live to see another day here at the state tournament. Victorious, a run rule victory, 13-2 over Pierre Post 8 the 8s. And we'll see who the Hardhats will play tomorrow. It'll be determined by the ball game tonight of the 2 unbeaten clubs. We'll take a 30-second step aside and come back for our Pioneer Bank and Trust post-game show after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome to the Pioneer Bank and Trust post-game show. Pioneer Bank and Trust is proud to support local sports, and they want to be your trusted partner for all your banking needs. Pioneer Bank and Trust is local. Visit pioneerbankandtrust.com. Hardhats victorious, a run rule victory, 13-2. The margin for the post-22 Hardhats over the Pierre Post 8-8s. And a nice victory for the Hardhats. Pierre just ran out of pitching and unable to match up with the firepower that the Hardhats have in their lineup that they've showed throughout this season at points. There have been times, including last night, where the bats have fell short and they look well overmatched, but there are times where this lineup looks top to bottom one of the best lineups in the state, and they improved that with a 13-2 victory over Pierre here today. Quick rundown of this ball game here today. It was 5 runs in the first inning for Rapid City. They batted around, sent 10 men to the plate. Jed Jensen batted twice in that inning. They were helped out by a couple of weird plays. Fielder's choice play that didn't result in an out. And then a sacrifice fly, an RBI single, a 2-run double, and I believe an error as well that resulted in a run in that first inning. They put 5 on the board right away. They got to the starting pitcher, Aaron Booth. He only got through 2/3 of an inning before needing relief. Spencer Eastland came in to relieve him and record the final out of that first inning. Then we headed to the second. Once again, Pierre unable to put any runs across, and the Hardhats added 5 more in the bottom of inning number 2, so making it 10-0 after 2 innings. And in that second inning, a single for Amarian Saylor, he scored. Wyatt Anderson, a ground rule double that would have scored a run if it didn't hit a sponsor above the wall. So that put runners on second and third with nobody out. Harrison Good then singled and drove in a run. Dylan Marsh flied out. Alex Dietrich robbed of a hit. Riker Henny an RBI single. Jake Solano a single and a run scored. Wilson Kiefer an RBI single. Jed Jensen reached on an error. And then the final out was thrown out at the plate on that same error. So the Hardhats, after 2, take a 10-0 lead. Pierre got on the board in the third with 1 run in that third inning, so it was 10-1. Pierre added 1 more in the top half of the fourth before Rapid City added 3 more in the bottom half to take their 13-2 lead, and that's where the ball game finished. No runs for Pierre in the top half of the fifth, and that's all we needed here in this one. A run rule victory, 13-2 for the Rapid City Post-22 Hardhats here on day 3 at the state tournament to stave off elimination. Pierre Post-8, the 8th seed, they gained a victory here at the state tournament. Weren't supposed to do that based on their seeding, but they have been eliminated out of contention for the 2022 state title. Today's player of the game is sponsored by Claiborne Los and Sabres. Whether it's divorce, injury, or a business dispute, when you need someone to step up for you, the law office at Claiborne Los and Sabres is always ready. Just Google Claiborne Los and Sabres in Rapid City. Lots of candidates for today's player of the game. We'll give it to Wilson Kiefer. A couple of RBIs, a couple of singles. He went 2 for 2, 2 RBIs, a stolen base, a run scored, and Wilson Kiefer, today's Claiborne Los and Sabres player of the game out of the 9th spot for the Hardhats. So now the Hardhats set their sights on tomorrow. And at this moment, we do not know whether they will be playing the 4:30 game or the 7 o'clock game. We'll post on social media as soon as we know the opponents and the time for that game tomorrow. But they will either be facing Harrisburg again, or Sioux Falls East for the first time, or Mitchell once again. And frankly, if Mitchell wins against Sioux Falls East, I'm not sure how the bracket unfolds after that. It's something to do with seeding and runs, and there's all kinds of different tiebreakers. This bracket is set up to limit and not match up previous opponents at the same state tournaments unless absolutely necessary. So until tomorrow, the Hardhats stave off elimination, and we'll have the game tomorrow on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City as well. But until then, my name is Adam Birch. Hardhats victorious 13-2 in this one, and they move on to seed tomorrow. Until then, good night.